Hi, welcome back. So the next topic which we will be exploring is many-to-many relationship between the entity classes. Okay, so we'll be considering the same user and address so that we already have the familiarity of what are the fields and the related details. Okay, so right. See here, we want the many-to-many relationship between user and address. Okay, that means many users can have one address. Okay, fine, let us assume it's a accommodation wherein the many users can share the same address, and similarly one user can have multiple addresses. Okay, so one to many and many to one, both are combined together. Okay, so we'll write so many to many relationship. See here, many to many you can specify either in the user or in the address entity. Fine. Okay, that is one thing. And one more thing is, see, whenever you have the relationship between entity classes, okay, see, in case of one to one, the mapping column is available in the first table, that is the source table. In case of one to many or many to one, so whichever many is there, so that side we will be having the mapping column. In case of many to many, we need a separate DB table to store the mapping between the user and address records. Okay, so the user is as usual, there is no difference here, so I'm not spending much time on this. Now let's go on to the address. In case of address, all other fields are normal as usual, so the only thing which we need to focus is this one. Okay, so why we are specifying this as a set means, see, one address can belong to multiple users, so that multiple users I'll be storing in the set. Okay, right. So along with this, we are specifying all this. Okay, so what does this mean? Means, first let us focus only on this many to many. Yes, we are already aware it is a many to many relationship between, okay, between the address and the users. Fine. And fetch type lazy, as already known, there are two different fetch types, that one is lazy and the other is eager. So lazy means fetch the list users only when required, that is only when that get users or whichever method is being invoked by the application, only at that specific point of time. Okay, so that's why I'm going for lazy. There is no rule that you have to go for lazy. In case of many to many, you can even go for eager. Okay, fine. Next, cascade type. See, what cascade says is whenever you are performing an operation on these users, what need to happen to the addresses. Okay, say for example, you are trying this, you are saving the user object, and what should happen to the address if there is an address inside that. Of course, here inside address we have the list of users, so whenever you are trying to save the address object, so what should happen to the users inside that means, so even that need to be saved. Okay, so that is why we are putting persist. Okay, merge means it's something like update. Okay, so whenever you are trying to update the address and there are underlying users, so even those need to be updated. Okay, so there are other operations like cascade type, remove, etc. By any chance you want all of them, so just remove these and you can put it cascade type dot all. Okay, all right. So what is that all means? Whenever, so it also includes remove and other operations. So for example, if a address is removed, then the, okay, or the user is removed, then the associated address may be removed. Okay, but here in this case it's not right. Okay, the reason is it's many to many. So if you are removing an user. So removing an address may not be right. The reason is the same address may be used by some other user. Okay, right. So based on the use case, you can try to put that cascading, okay, options here. Okay, as I already told you, we need a separate DB table to store the relationship in case of many to many. So that's why I told join table, and the name of the table I want to give is ADDR users, and the join columns is address ID. Address ID means the ID of the current class. That is the current one means it is address. So this one is address ID, and the inverse, I mean the one which we are creating the relationship with. Okay, so users. So I'm giving it as the user ID. Fine. Okay. So that's it about the relationship which we are specifying. So I'm already running this application. See, I'm not getting into the whichever the repository. So repository, I think I didn't add anything to either of them. So the methods which are available by default in the JPA repository or whichever, so that is sufficient for us. And the controller I kept very simple. Okay, so I'm just trying to retrieve the all the users which are available. I'm just trying to retrieve it. Okay, fine. So okay, and let me get into the database, and before that let me check the database table which I'm using. Okay, so the database table is test 5. Okay, so let me use test 5. Let me view the tables. The tables are already created. The reason is I had already executed it when I was trying to check this code whether it works fine. Okay, so we have address, we have user info, and we have one more table to store the relationship between the records, which is ADDR underscore users. Okay, so let me just say select star from address, select star from user info. See, these records I manually inserted. Okay, so let me check if any records are there in ADDR users. Yes, we have a record which is storing the mapping relationship. Okay, so I manually inserted it. The reason is I didn't provide any REST API endpoint to create it. Okay, using @post mapping, I didn't do it. Okay, fine. So let me try to run this. Right, so it's already running. So let me go to the Postman tool, and let me try to hit ADDRs. So to keep it simple, I just provide only one REST endpoint. So you can provide multiple REST endpoints. So the port number is same. Fine. So we got all the addresses, and if you see here, I'm getting the underlying users. Okay. So please observe the output here. See, I'm getting an address. Since this is a set, I'm again getting a square brackets. Okay. So if you go to the many to one relationship which we have just explored in the previous session, see here what I was telling is, I was telling that I don't want the user object here when it gets serialized. I want the user ID. Okay, but I didn't specify all that annotations here, Jackson annotations, like at the rate of JSON. Okay, so that is why it directly serialized the objects itself. Okay, and rather the set of objects. Okay, so if you have multiple users associated with the single address, so you are going to get the whole bunch of the objects. Okay, that is user objects. Fine. So I think now you are able to appreciate the difference of having at the rate of JSON related properties and not having it. Okay. So there are a number of other JSON annotations which are available. Okay. So let us go and take a quick look at it. I think it's available in here. Okay. So these are the things. Fine. So that's it about many to many relationship.